What's the legal criteria for blanket pardons? Can they cover, quote, from the beginning of time up until today for any and all things, as Congressman Gaetz apparently requested?
Yeah, well, it's academic because they didn't get them, but it can be for crimes that have not yet been charged, but they must be for crimes that have been committed. And so it can't just be just on the off chance that you may have done something wrong once. We're not saying you did. You're going to get this little pardon that lets you get out of jail free. That's not what it's for. It is for a specific crime, specific conduct that may or may not have been charged. So, for example, they keep saying, well, President Nixon got one. He hadn't been charged yet. No, but we knew what he had done, and it was for that conduct that he was pardoned. So I do think that this constitutes what prosecutors refer to as consciousness of guilt. That is, I know I did something wrong. My conduct was illegal, and there is a risk that I will be charged with a crime. And so I would like a pardon, thank you very much. It's not dispositive. The fact that they thought they committed a crime doesn't mean they did. They'd still have to be prosecuted. But in terms of proven criminal intent, this is some nice evidence. And if I were a prosecutor, I would use it if I were prosecuting these individuals.
Katie, Vice Chair Liz Cheney had a message that was specifically targeted for Republican voters that was at the end of the hearing. I want you to take a listen to what she said.
You've heard from more than a dozen Republicans who've told you what actually happened in the weeks before January 6th. You will hear from more in the hearings to come. Several of them served Donald Trump and his administration, others in his campaign. Others have been conservative Republicans for their entire careers. It can be difficult to accept that President Trump abused your trust, that he deceived you. Many will invent excuses to ignore that fact. But that is a fact. I wish it weren't true, but it is.
Katie, this is a group that they understand they have to break through and they have to reach. Your sense, having watched these hearings, of the tactics they are employing in order to do that and how successful they have been in that quest?
Yes. This was a great appeal by Liz Cheney to really target an audience that will likely be turning a blind eye or closing their ears and shutting, off their computers or television to these hearings if they haven't done so already. And we know from reporting on the ground that a lot of strongholds around the country of Trump have actually been doing that. They have not been paying closely to the January 6th hearings. And so this appeal was actually wonderful because it targeted that audience directly to say that, hey, there is so much evidence we have had, so much evidence to come that proves the point that we are trying to say that President Trump, former President Trump, violated several federal laws leading up to the election and even in its aftermath. And we're trying to make sure that you, as his supporter, know that it was at your expense in many ways. And so even last week when we heard about how much money had been donated to a fake campaign, a fund to help with the election claim, the big lie, a lot of that didn't even break through to to his constituents or his former constituents. And so this is a really great time to really make the case that, hey, we're talking to your base, we're talking to you, we're not just talking to Democrats who may just already be on our side, but we're making the point in the case that you may have been lied to and you very much was lied to, and here's all the proof of that.